Our first company today is Dror Tamir with Holy Locust. And Dror is a visionary Israeli entrepreneur on a mission to feed the world by reviving one of the Bible's most overlooked superfoods, the locust. As founder and CEO of Hargol Food Tech, Dror leads the world's first commercial locust farm, combining cutting-edge technology with ancient wisdom to provide a sustainable, nutritious protein source. Through Holy Locust, the company's commercial and marketing arm, he offers modern, delicious, and healthy snacks crafted for faith-driven consumers. His greater purpose is to spread locust farming technology across Africa and Asia, where locusts are already considered a delicacy, empowering local farmers and strengthening food security through this ancient solution. And Dror's journey blends innovation with scripture, bringing lost biblical food back to a global table. So Dror, we are going to show your pitch video and we'll let it speak for itself and then open up the floor for investor feedback.
Shalom, I'm Dror Tamir, founder of Holy Locust. I grew up in Kibbutz Ma'anit, Israel, hearing my grandparents' stories of the 1950s locust swarms. They rushed to the fields to save the crops, only to see Yemenite Jewish neighbors joyfully collecting locusts to eat. That's when I learned they're permitted in the Bible and still cherished by over 1 billion people around the world. Our global food system is under pressure. Overconsumption of resource-intensive proteins, environmental degradation, and a growing demand for clean, meaningful nutrition. Many alternative proteins fall short. They are overly processed, lack flavor, or feel disconnected from tradition. We believe people are hungry for food that's not only good for the body, but also aligned with spiritual, scriptural wisdom and rooted in God's Word. Holy Locust offers a bold answer, the world's first biblical snack brand, centered around a clean and ancient source of nourishment, locusts, endorsed in Leviticus 11:22 and by John the Baptist himself. Locusts are a scripturally permitted, high-protein food that sustained generations. We are the world's first and only kosher-certified insect food producer, combining ancient wisdom with modern sustainable agriculture technologies. We're entering a $176 billion healthy snack global market, targeting health-conscious, faith-driven, and sustainability-minded consumers. Our initial focus is North America, about a third of the global snacks market, with a long-term vision to expand to other markets around the world. Locusts are a nutritional powerhouse as they are packed with essential macronutrients, over 72% complete protein, with high levels of B12, iron, zinc, omega-3s, and more. Science is now validating what Scripture revealed long ago. This is real restorative food. Our farms in Israel use 99% less land and water than traditional livestock, and emit no methane. Even better, we use 100% of the locust, meaning no waste. Our snacks reconnect faith-driven consumers with the food God made for us to enjoy. We already launched several products, biblical energy bars, chocolate-flavored protein shakes, and even ready-to-eat whole locusts. And we're developing new items like biblical multivitamins, crackers, and gummies for kids. Each one is built to serve modern needs with ancient wisdom. We launched our brand in the USA market this year. We sell through our website and Amazon stores, and leading stores that specialize in the faith-driven market and are aligned with our values. We have returning customers following the initial success. So far, we've made $35,000 in early sales and gained strong margins. Our social media 1000 Days of John the Baptist Diet organic campaign became viral with over 3 million views, proving this food sparks curiosity and conversation. In the insect protein industry, Holy Locust stands apart. Locusts aren't just superior in taste and texture. They are richer in protein, healthier, and the most widely eaten insect in the world. And uniquely, they're biblically permitted as food, letting us target premium human snacks where others are stuck in low margin feed and pet food markets. As a serial founder in the food tech space, I've built ventures at the intersection of nutrition and sustainability and purpose. But Holy Locust is my calling to revive this lost biblical food for modern use and use it to feed the world by developing our smallholder locust farms in East Africa, where locusts are considered a delicacy. Alongside me are two exceptional partners. Ben Friedman, our COO, brings over 2 decades of expertise in global food and supplements regulation, and Miki Atias, our Chief Product Officer, has over 15 years in crop cultivation, ensuring our locust protein is grown to the highest quality. We're seeking $1 million for a 20% equity share and partners who align with our values, share our vision, and can help open doors for wider distribution. The funds will be focused on accelerating sales through targeted paid advertising and expanding our sales and business development team, with the goal of making Holy Locust cash positive within 18 months. Together, we can scale sales, grow our products line, and amplify our impact. Join us in restoring this ancient food and feeding the future. Invest with us, partner with us, and help bring Scripture's nutrition to tables worldwide, one delicious and faithful bite at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dror. Great job on your pitch. And Dror was so kind. He actually sent me and all our Lion's Den team these biblical locust energy bars, which I've tried, by the way. They're really good. This is my breakfast this morning. And I mean, you got me. I never thought I would be trying locusts, but here I am. He also has the protein shake. And if anyone's brave enough, Ed, I hope you are, to try the whole locust, you're going to receive these pretty soon. So I definitely want to see your reaction. But Ed, I'll go ahead and start with you to open us up. I always call on you first, right?
Yeah,
To
yeah.
share.
Well, my appetite, I guess. So yeah, I do have some unique experience. I ate a cricket one time to kind of energize a church youth group I was with, helping doing some things. So, and it was great, except for the legs kind of got in the way. So I don't know what you do with the legs on the locust, but they're a little sticky going down. So that's something. So I think it's really an interesting idea. I think you really build credibility by telling at least the Western world that this is not something so unusual it can't be adopted. I think you're really on the right idea to specialty like gourmet distribution and like specialized retail in doing it. Valuation, you don't have a lot of revenue to support, and so I would challenge that. So I think you've got to really have 2 or 3 financial sheets in this presentation. I know this was just a retail presentation to introduce the topic, but I would want to see more on the revenue and how that works. And then I didn't really catch how you're distributing. I know you're doing specialized grocers, I guess in the US would be the topic and the idea. I assume you're also doing a lot of digital and selling online as well. I guess that would be what I would think you would probably do. So yeah, I think you can develop a niche here. It's really an interesting idea. So I like the idea that you're taking it and putting it into different products. So kind of picking up a bug and eating it is a little bit against our Western culture, but I can live with it if I put it into a bar like Grace is talking about and do some other things with it. So very unique idea. So I think it'll take a while to get some idea. And so I see that there's several people that want to eat locusts. And so I think that you're off to a good start with this group today. So very interesting idea. So hope for the best for you.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you so much, Ed. And Steve Helms, also board member of Lion's Den. Would love to call on you for feedback.
Yeah, that was very interesting. That wasn't what I was expecting at all this morning. That's fascinating. So as you were talking about the market itself, I was interested in the test that you did last year with Amazon that produced, I think you said 35K in revenue. Was that a North American test or was that global? Sort of where was the scope of that?
To get it right, Amazon was launched this month. The
Okay.
test was with our own online website, online store. That's it. And all the traffic is organic through the social media campaign, the 1000 Days John the Baptist diet.
Okay.
That's
So
it.
you mentioned too that
And everything is, sorry, and everything is North America, USA only.
okay, all North America. Okay, so you mentioned at one point in the presentation that this is a very common delicacy in East Africa.
Correct.
And I'm interested in how you take a passion for a food like this into a Western culture. I think Ed mentioned that I think there's a little bit of a hang up around eating bugs around here, but there is a
Yeah.
culture around it a little bit. I see it everywhere with crickets and other things. Have you done any comp research on that market space, the insect edible market space in North America? As opposed to the entire, because you did mention the market share for healthy foods is quite stout, but what's the entry into that sort of niche market look like?
Well, that's the greatest challenge. If you look at it, we can analyze the market. We have two options. One is go to markets where eating locust or eating insects is accepted, like East Africa,
Hmm.
but they are used to eating them fresh. I see on the chat that many people say that they tried the ensenene, the local grasshopper in Uganda. So they are used to it, but they need to eat it fresh. They collect them at night and sell them in the morning at the market. So if you want to serve that market, you need to establish your locust farm in East Africa, and that's a challenge on its own. So because of that, we decided to focus on North America, where we need to educate consumers that are not used to it. And that's a huge challenge. It's not easy. We saw other companies trying different angles, focusing on the sustainability aspect, focusing on the health aspect. Some of them did nice, some of them didn't do that well. And eventually, when we tested the market, we realized that the faith-driven market is the early adopters because of the history of locusts in the Bible, and people are much more open. They are much more willing to try the product, and we saw, I would say, about 50% conversion from people that said we're not going to eat it. It's disgusting. And then I'm telling them, listen, it's kosher, it's from the Bible. And 50% say, you know what? It means it's food. I want to try it. I even want to buy it. So it was really interesting. And I know we are ahead of our time. The market is not ready for us. We need to educate, we need to build the market. But if you will travel to Seattle and go to the Seattle Mariners ballpark, they've been selling roasted locust for the past 5 years. It's chapulinas that they bring from Mexico, and it is sold out. So the market is changing slowly. It's there. And with locusts, compared to the crickets that Ed mentioned, they taste much better. So eventually it's food, and based on taste, it can change, like sushi did 40 years ago.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'd love to see in the presentation some of the highlights of where people are doing this in North America already, that you can, catch some of that wave.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would also add that you may find some people that come from cultures that have that tradition of eating locust, like people from Mexico, and focus on that specific niches and spread it from there.
Great,
Yeah,
thank you.
it's a good point. Thank you so much, Steve. And you definitely had to educate me as well. I was a little nervous to try locust at first, but here I am. So, Dana, I'd love to call on you since you're joining us today to share feedback with Dror.
Sure, yeah, Dror, thank you so much. I actually was at the beginning thinking, okay, he's really going to have to work hard to convince me. And you did a good job. I felt within that small amount of time, you covered a lot of points. Especially as an impact investor, you covered that 99% less land is used and water. there's no waste. I like that. That it's high protein. It's very nutritious. Like others said, I like that you were doing various products, and that you've told us about some sales, and that you are going to be you're trying to be cash positive within 18 months. Those are the kind of things people like to hear. Okay, where are you on track? I guess, and I love that you said it's a $1 billion market already in terms of people consider it a delicacy. But you need to convince us more why you chose the North American market. You said it's a third of the market. Why is it that kind of thing? And then also, you said that some of your competitors are stuck in the pet food area. I actually think it could be a really high value to go into the pet food market as well, because unfortunately in America we're having more pets than we're having babies. I actually think that could be a real positive to go into the pet food market, alongside what else you're doing. But I thought you did a great job. And yeah, I'd probably want to see a little bit more financial information, and then why you chose North America.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Dana, for that feedback. It was good feedback. And Craig, I'll call upon you since you're joining us today as well, if you'd like to share some feedback with Dror.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Hello, Drawer. Nice to hear from you. Several quick things. One, as people have heard me speak before, and Dana, some good comments here I'm going to build on in a second. I'm an angel investor and I've looked at thousands of startups. I always look for 5 things. These are my personal top 5 T's. I look for team, which is number 1, the technology, the total available market, traction, and timeline. And if I like those 5, then I go to the next one, which is the terms and conditions. So you covered off on those well. And a few things. Now, this kept popping into my heart. So I'm just paying attention to, because I try to make my comments not just led by my intellect, but also by my spirit. And that is, oh, please take this as intended, okay? Startup entrepreneurs are given to overstatement. That's just the way we are. Listen, my first job was an evangelist at Apple Computer. I tend to be too effusive about things I'm excited about. But you need to be careful not to use superlatives or hyperbole or overstatement to make your point. All right, things like locusts are the number 1, insect and food in the world. I fact checked that real quick, and it's actually they're number 4. You guys are the only Christian snack food company. Actually, there's lots of them out there. There's several, and some, and so just be careful, because here's why. Let me ask you a pop quiz. What's your one and only objective in your first meeting with an investor, whether it's an angel or venture guy or gal? What's your one and only objective in the first presentation or meeting with an investor, potential investor?
For me, first I have to say, since you are from Austin, the kosher locust from the Bible is called the longhorn grasshopper.
Oh, cool. I like that. Okay.
So,
I'll connect to you. But answer
so
my
when you
question.
did,
What's the one and only objective you have for your first meeting with an investor?
well, for the first meeting, for me at least, it's to get him excited about the issue and get to the next meeting.
Great, great. You answered it with the second half. It's to get the second meeting. There's no
Yeah.
other objective. And the way you do that is you give them an idea that they think, oh, this is worth my time and my effort. It meets one of my criteria. And you do so without superlative or hyperbole. And if they do the second meeting, the diligence, they'll start to drill into your claims. And if you claim you're number 1 here, if you claim it's the number 1 insect and so forth, and they can quickly, with all kinds of resources, like I just used Grok in the background, I found that those didn't hold up to scrutiny. They're going to drill into your company and to your claims. And you just, with integrity, need to be very careful that you state this. So, and I would actually run your presentation into Grok and let it give you feedback about the veracity of your claims. The other thing is, on competitors, there are, and need a competitive like landscape where you fall in the mix. I usually do 2 gradients like this, and I show the axes are challenging to come up with, but there are a number, including Gates. Bill Gates funds this one company called All Things Bugs. Now, the thing about competitors is they can validate what you're doing. So that's the good thing about competitors. And then you talk about your unique selling proposition, why you're. The last thing is, I think this could be really interesting in the animal feed area, and because of the protein source of it. So I think, building on what Dana said, this is something you should take a second look at. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your efforts here. Thanks, Grace.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Craig. That was excellent feedback.
And I'm sharing that link with
for
you
everyone.
in Zoom and chat drawer. Actually, I'll just share it with everybody for the grok analysis I just did real quick, just so you see the prompt.
That'd be great. Thank you, Craig. And Robert Bush, I'd love to call on you to share feedback with Dror this morning.
Yeah, Grace, thank you so much. Dror, I guess full disclosure to everyone here, I have actually consumed a locust for Dror. Dror sent me a package a few weeks ago, and we had a dinner and had a group setting, and I was the one that actually consumed the product. So I'll give you a little bit of feedback on that. But first of all, in the presentation, I thought you did a great job, Dror. I thought you jumped right into the problem. You come right into the solution. I think you've got, a lot of the things that everybody's already said. I think I don't want to be redundant here, but I do think that for me, I've been thinking about this a lot since I, kind of came in as a consumer as well. Um, I think it's really, really important. For me, when I got done and kind of, delineated what took place that night and where I would really position this is the first thing, the biggest challenge you have is getting your consumer to try the product. Because I had two young guys, my two sons-in-law here. I thought they would take the, I didn't know. I didn't. I figured I was going to do it at the end. They would do it at the beginning. I could not get them to try it, and they're 31 years old, and they kind of fit the profile of the demographic. So, really talk to them afterward. And I think it was really for them was the appearance was hard to get over. You've got a locust there. It's a real locust. You've got the eyeballs looking at you. You don't have any kind of flavoring. Now, when I tried it, it tasted good. I mean, but the biggest challenge is getting your consumer to try it. And, looking at really the way that you're positioning this, and my takeaway was I think the key point of entry is really the protein part. I think you go after young individuals who are into protein, they're into, working out, they're into something that's going to give them an edge, but do so in a healthy way. I mean, to me, that really kind of encapsulates the market as I see it, the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. And I think if you can get into that protein market, you can get the young people to really try it. Once they try it, I think they're hooked. But you got to get them to try it. And so maybe some taste challenges, what have you. But I love what you're doing. I love the biblical tie-in. Really believe in what you're doing. Love your team. A lot of the things that everybody said, totally agree with them. But we got to get the consumer to try it. We got to do some kind of a taste challenge. And I really think that the protein focus, for me anyway, leaving there as a consumer, that's what I would hone in on. And I know you are with the additional products that you've got, the other revenue streams. But I think once you tap into that and really build upon that, I mean, that's a huge market. And I think once you get people to try it, I think you got them locked in. So love what you're doing, man, and really pulling for you. So thanks.
Thank you, Robert. Just two things I have to answer. First one, and that's also an answer for Dana. In order to get people to eat, don't offer it to men. From our experience of thousands of people, it's 50% more women than men that try the first bite. And we know that women are braver than men. So and you see Grace tried the product. So that's one. The second thing is last week we started supporting sponsors. We gave a sponsorship to a run club called Run with Christ in the US. These are 120 young boys and girls, and we are supporting them with products. So in the coming weeks, we'll see it on social media. They will share their runs and trying all the new product with the protein, as you said.